He was once a child star adored by millions, a bright, wide-eyed boy from Canada whose career began before he lost his baby teeth. His smile lit up commercials, his performances earned praise, and his mother, the woman who believed in him more than anyone, dedicated her life to keeping that dream alive. But that dream ended in blood. By 2020, Ryan Grantham wasn't the same kid who starred in Diary of a Wimpy Kid or Riverdale. He was a man unraveling, consumed by paranoia, crushed by failure, and suffocating in guilt. And when the pandemic locked the world down, his mind finally snapped. Welcome to the Crime Decoder, where we unpack shocking real-life crimes that blur the line between brilliance and tragedy. Make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Your support helps us keep decoding the darkest corners of true crime. Ryan Grantham was born on November 30th, 1998, in Squamish, British Columbia, a quiet mountain town about an hour from Vancouver. He grew up in a modest home with his mother, Barbara Waite, and older sister Lisa. His father had left before he was even born, a wound that would never truly heal. Barbara filled both parental roles, fiercely protective, endlessly patient, and overflowing with love. She saw creativity in Ryan early. Even as a toddler, he imitated TV characters, mimicked voices, and performed skits for family. By age 6, Barbara enrolled him in acting classes in Vancouver. Ryan was a natural, charming, expressive, disciplined beyond his years. Casting directors noticed immediately. Soon came commercials, then film roles. At just 9, he made his debut in The Secret of the Nutcracker, and the offers didn't stop. In one whirlwind year, he appeared in Supernatural, The Imaginarium of Doctor Parnassus, and Diary of a Wimpy Kid. He worked alongside stars like Heath Ledger, Jude Law, and Johnny Depp, not bad for a kid from Squamish. Barbara became his constant companion chauffeur, manager, emotional anchor. The two were inseparable. She gave up her own pursuits to support his acting career. Barbara didn't chase fame, she chased her son's happiness. She wanted Ryan to have the opportunities she never did. But as fast as fame came, it faded even faster. By his mid-teens, Ryan had appeared in over 30 TV shows and films. But puberty changed everything. The roles dried up. Casting agents moved on to the next fresh face. His once adorable screen presence no longer sold. At 15, the boy who had once been surrounded by attention suddenly found himself forgotten. He threw. Schoolmates teased him about being a washed-up actor, his small stature 5'2", or about 157 centimeters made him an easy target. His self-esteem crumbled. Anxiety took root. Barbara tried to help, driving him to therapy, arranging acting workshops, keeping his hope alive. But inside, Ryan felt like he was failing her. Then came Simon Fraser University. He enrolled in the film program in 2016, determined to reinvent himself to move behind the camera. But instead, the isolation deepened. He drifted into drugs, marijuana first, then stronger substances. It numbed his self-hatred, but it also hollowed him out. Barbara intervened multiple times, sending him to rehab, urging him to seek help. But nothing lasted. By 2019, his transcripts were a disaster. He was lying to Barbara about grades, avoiding friends, and slipping into depressive psychosis. He kept detailed diary entries, disturbing ones confessing self-loathing, violent fantasies, and nihilism. When Joker released in 2019, Ryan saw himself in Joaquin Phoenix's portrayal, a lonely man rejected by society, craving significance through destruction. He began to fixate on mass shootings and infamous killers. But through all of it, one person never abandoned him: Barbara. By early 2020, Barbara was dealing with her own health battle, cancer. Despite her illness, she stayed strong for Ryan. Then came COVID-19. The world went still. Mother and son were now locked in the same small home 24/7. For Barbara, it was a blessing time with her grown child. For Ryan, it was suffocating. He spent hours online, deep into forums, the dark web, and violent media. Wrote about killing Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, fantasized about mass murder, and even made Molotov cocktails. In his journals, he wrote chilling lines: "I need to kill something. I need to feel like I exist." But before he could enact any grand plan, his twisted mind decided on a test. He would start with someone he loved, to spare her from the shame of his future actions. That person was his mother. March 31st, 2020. Ryan and Barbara spent the evening playing board games and sharing snacks. She laughed as she beat him in Scrabble. He smiled, pretending everything was fine. Later, Barbara sat at the piano, playing her favorite tune, something soft and familiar. Ryan quietly walked upstairs, loaded his .22 rifle, and returned to the landing. He stood there for 15 minutes, watching her, the woman who had given up everything for him. Then, without a word, he raised the gun. At 9:45 p.m., a single shot echoed through the townhouse. The bullet entered the back of Barbara's head. She died instantly. Ryan filmed himself afterward, cold, detached. In one clip shown in court, he says softly, "I shot my mom in the back of the head. She didn't see it coming." He filmed her body. Then he filmed himself saying, "You just shot your mother, and you think you're cool." That night, he drank beer, smoked marijuana, and watched Netflix beside her corpse. When morning came, Ryan seemed eerily calm. He arranged his mother's body, placed a sheet over her, lit candles, and laid a rosary on the piano. He wrote in his diary, "I'm so sorry, Mom. I love you. I didn't want you to see what I was about to become." Then he packed his car 3 guns, ammunition, Molotovs, camping gear, maps, and directions to Ottawa, Canada's capital. His plan: kill the Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, and then commit suicide. He even recorded himself rehearsing political rants. But halfway through the journey, near the town of Hope, British Columbia, he turned around. He couldn't go through with it. He considered instead a mass shooting at Simon Fraser University, then the Lionsgate Bridge. Each time he backed out. Eventually, he drove straight to Vancouver Police Headquarters and confessed, "Killed my mother." Lisa, his sister, had grown worried. Calls to Barbara went unanswered. She drove to the Squamish home and walked into a nightmare. The candles, the rosary, the sheet, blood on the piano. Her brother had slaughtered their mother in cold blood. She collapsed, later telling the court that she suffered PTSD from the scene. Her law career would never recover. Meanwhile, Ryan was calm in custody, polite, articulate, and eerily emotionless. Ryan was charged with second-degree murder. His defense argued mental illness, major depression, psychosis, delusions, but psychological assessments concluded that while he was severely depressed, he was fully aware of his actions and their consequences. He pled guilty. In September 2022, the Supreme Court of British Columbia sentenced him to life imprisonment with no parole eligibility for 14 years. He was also banned from owning firearms for life. During sentencing, his sister Lisa spoke through tears. "She was my best friend. I took her life and mine with it." Ryan addressed the court. "There's no excuse for what I did. I wish I could take it back. My mom didn't deserve this." Today, Ryan Grantham serves his sentence in a British Columbia penitentiary. Reports describe him as quiet, remorseful, and cooperative. He spends his days in therapy, often isolated due to his small size and notoriety. His case remains one of Canada's most shocking family murders, a chilling collision of mental illness, fame, and moral collapse. Barbara Waite was remembered by friends as radiant, selfless, and endlessly kind. A woman who skied, hiked, and filled rooms with laughter. In one of Ryan's last journal entries before the murder, he wrote, "If I do this, maybe people will finally understand how broken I am. But all the world saw was tragedy." Ryan Grantham's story is one of the most haunting in Canadian true crime, not because of the brutality, but because of the paradox. A son who claimed to love his mother, yet believed killing her was a form of mercy. A young man who once made millions smile on screen, now confined to a cell, replaying a single, irreversible act. In the end, it wasn't fame, failure, or even hatred that defined Ryan Grantham. It was despair left unchecked, untreated, and misunderstood. If there's one lesson here, it's that mental illness ignored can become a ticking bomb, one that destroys not only lives, but love itself. Barbara Waite's legacy is not her death, it's her compassion, her devotion, and the reminder that no one, no matter how gifted or lost, should suffer in silence. Thanks for watching the Crime Decoder. If you want more deep dives into the darkest corners of human nature, hit subscribe and stay tuned, because the truth is always darker than fiction.